What's up, guys? It is OMG, Buccaneers owner. Just coming at you with a quick video. Not gonna make this too long. Gonna make it short and sweet because I know we got a lot of content coming out today for the draft. But I feel like because everyone is talking about the draft, no one's really talking about free agency. So I'm just gonna do it's the top 4. I guess it's the top 5, but the 5th really isn't a 5th. So I'm gonna have my top 5 winners for free agency. And I was talking to my dad about free agency, and I kept saying that it sucked. And even like when I was talking to a couple other owners in the league too, I was like, free agency sucks. There's not a lot of good free agents. And I think I may have misspoke to say that free agency sucks. I just feel like when free agency is good, there's a lot of depth at whatever position. And I don't feel like at any position there was really a lot of depth. There was probably like a couple solid players per position. So, but if anything, that makes these winners much better, higher winners. I don't know. They're winnier because they were able to overcome the small amount of options and still signed a couple key guys. So my first winner is going to be Loan, and this is not like in any particular order. It's not to say that I think any of these owners had a better offseason. I think they're all fairly balanced in terms of the amount of talent they were able to bring in. So no particular order. But yeah, so number 1, I have Loan, which is the Saints. He signed 23-year-old Deshaun Kaiser, quarterback. He also signed tight end Jeff Swaim and fullback Freddie Stevenson and Keith Marshall, running back. These aren't really like high-profile guys, and their ratings really aren't that great. But the reason why I think he's one of my winners is Loan. I don't know. He was kind of exposed in the playoffs when he played. I forgot who it was he played, but he's not a type of person who throws a lot of picks. But the problem is he wasn't really able to get the run going consistently enough. And so I think once he gets frustrated from running is when he starts making mistakes passing the ball. So he gets Jeff Swaim, who's a great run blocker at tight end, and Freddie Stevenson, who's a great run blocker at fullback, and Keith Marshall, who's a sneaky pickup. He's got Kamara. I think he lost Mark Ingram. So I don't know if Keith Marshall's really going to get a lot of playing time, but even if you sub him in 5 times a game, he's got a lot of big play potential. And he should, honestly, I didn't really see the point of him trading for Kaiser. He got lucky. The trade was voided, and he ended up signing him as a free agent. So I don't know. I think he's really, really solid, and it's a huge signing because he's 23 years old. He's a quarterback, and so all it's going to take is one good season with Kaiser, and he could jump up to quick development very easily. And he's still very young, so his ratings really aren't bad at all. So he potentially could end up really good if Loan uses him correctly. My second team is going to be the Ravens, which is Boss. He signed outside linebacker Clay Matthews. He signed wide receiver Kelvin Benjamin. And he signed running back Latavius Murray. And I know Clay Matthews is a little bit older, but he's still very solid. And any team that he's going to be on is going to be better because of him. And I think the Ravens front 7 is already one of the best front 7s in the league. They have Brandon Williams. They have another huge defensive lineman. I just can't remember his name. But they have 2 really big defensive linemen. They have one of my favorite linebackers, which is Matthew Judon, he can rush the passer, he can stop the run, and he can cover. So he's a great linebacker. You also got C.J. Mosley. So adding Clay Matthews to that mix is going to make that defense a lot better. I think Terrell Suggs might have become a free agent or retired. So him signing Clay Matthews kind of fills that void. And then Kelvin Benjamin is young, and I mean, he's not great. His ratings are kind of compared to how they used to be. But he's still a huge receiver. Boss loves his big receivers. And he lost Brashad Perriman, I'm assuming, to free agency. So there's that too. And he picks up Latavius Murray. I know that the Ravens have quite a few running backs that are like kind of average, but none of them really stick out the way Latavius Murray can. So I think that's going to help him out a lot. My third team is going to be Cincy Bengals. He signed center Max Unger, who ironically was, I believe, supposed to be a part of that trade between the Packers and Lone when Lone was trying to get DeShone Kizer. So Cincy benefits from that trade being voided. And it looks like Cincy's trying to copy me, because he signed Maurice Alexander and Clayton Gaithers, both safeties, who are actually pretty hard hitters. And when you put him in the mix, I believe he still has Sean Williams, the safety. So that defense is going to be insane, considering they already have Eric Reed at linebacker, and he traded to get, I think it was Deion Buchanan at linebacker. So just that, if he comes out in big nickel, between those two linebackers who are really safeties, and now you're going to have Sean Williams, Maurice Alexander, and Clayton Gaithers, it's 5 safeties on the field. I don't know. I don't know. Since his defense is looking kind of scary, I think if he can add one more pass rusher, because I know Carlos Dunlap is getting older, and Geno Atkins, I think if he gets some solid pass rushers, that defense is going to be some craziness. And then my number 4 is JTG, Cardinals. And he signed defensive end Brandon Graham, wide receiver Brashad Perriman, who was lost from the Ravens, and cornerback David Emerson. I just think that with his aging Larry Fitzgerald, he definitely needed receiver help. So now I think he's got Christian Kirk, and now he's got Brashad Perriman, so he's got some pretty good young receivers. And David Emerson, everyone needs cornerback help, and he's really solid. He's not a lockdown corner, he's not a speed corner, but he'll defend the run and he'll cover for you reasonably well. But the signing Brandon Graham, I mean, as a team who's got 2 picks in the first 5, and you're rebuilding and you're trying to set your identity. I mean, Brandon Graham is 31, so a lot of people may not consider that a big deal, but he's still 90-something overall. And the biggest thing for me is that his ratings are still very high as a pass rusher, and he's superstar development, so that means he's not going to start regressing for at least another year or 2, significant regression. And when you pair him with a Cardinals defense who already has, what's that guy's name? Chandler Jones. I can't believe I forgot his name because he's one of my favorite players. Chandler Jones and Brandon Graham. Brandon Graham can play linebacker and defensive end. So whether he wants to run 3-4 or 4-3, that's a pretty good place to start. If he hits with some of his early draft picks, I don't know. I think in that division, maybe he gives Brett a run for his money if he can figure out what he's going to do on offense. He's definitely shown that he's willing to make some trades, so who knows. And then I don't know, it's like a 5th, but it's not really a 5th. It's an honorable mention. Chav, Patriots, signs Teddy Bridgewater. That's huge, obviously, after losing Tom Brady to him retiring, and Kyle Slaughter, whatever. He didn't really seem to be the future for them, so he did have a couple good games with him. But Teddy B is a very solid quarterback, and I think he can definitely last him the rest of the cycle, or he can draft a quarterback and trade Bridgewater a season later, who knows, but it gives him a lot of flexibility. But those are my who I think are the biggest winners for free agency. I know that the third wave of free agency has not passed yet, but I don't really see anyone else out there who would change my mind much. Shout out to Vikings for signing Corey Moore, the safety, I believe his name is. He is a very nice corner. Or no, he's a safety, not a corner. But I would have put him at corner. That was a solid signing. And another honorable mention to Colts for signing a punter, because they're definitely going to need him. But yeah, that is my winners for free agency. Let me know what you think. If you agree or disagree, if you think I should have included your team, make a video and tell me why. So yeah, can't wait for this draft to be over. Advance this bitch.